Okay, we've seen the tracker preferences. Now, let's have a look at the most basic thing for which you need a file manager: to move files. So I've made some files, I've made some folders, just to save time. And let's have a look here. So we can open this, and then we just drag it in there. Normal drag with your mouse or your touchpad, and there it appears. Now, it works the same as most operating systems. If it's a different folder on the same volume, then it will move. If it's on a different volume, it will copy. There's also a little wrinkle there. If you look at my hard disk, there's system, all right? This is not something you want to move around with, play around with too much if you're not a developer. But let's take this file here, and if we now drag this, it copies, it doesn't move. Why did it do that? Because system is write only. And so to avoid having you drag necessary system apps, those system files, out of there, it'll copy rather than move. Of course, you can be a little more specific, because if you take this file and you right drag it, all right, let's just put it back, and now we're going to, and I am doing this on a touchpad rather than with a mouse. Now you get a little menu, and you can either copy, move, or create a link. Now, a link is a symbolic link. It's a little placeholder. So that is not the file. You see it's got a little underline there. The file is here. This is just a little placeholder that says, whatever I do to this placeholder, actually do it to this file. So if we open it, then, right, it's a file with a lot of fake Latin in it, and we now use a save as. You see it saves it to the desktop where the actual file is, not to folder 1. Okay, so that is a link. There are two things you can do to a link that will not affect the original. You can delete it. If I move this link to trash, the original file is safe. And you can rename it. So I am now going to edit the name of the link. I'm going to my company. Right, and it doesn't affect this original file. And I can still open it, and it opens it under its original name. Okay, so, but here we go. So we can also copy it. So now I've got a copy of the file, and I've got a link to the original file. And so you can keep going on. But this is where things now get interesting, because you can also take this, right click on it, and now we can say move to, copy to, or create link. So now I'm going to copy this to, let's see, current folder. Then I'm going one up, which brings me back to the desktop, and I'm going to copy this to folder A. And there it is. So when you right click, you get another way to move, copy, or create a link. So this is a very nice way of doing things, actually, once you get used to it. So that's basically it. If you left drag it, it copies or moves according to some predetermined rules. If you right drag it, then you get a menu to choose what you want to do. And you can do all of that, from a right click. It's very useful. So one more thing I want to show you. I want to go back to, say, my desktop folder. Right now I could go click, 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 go up, 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 but now then I've closed this one. Okay, desktop is pretty easy. It's over here, but bear with me. So you see this no items thing here. You click on it, then the whole hierarchy below this folder becomes available. And if I now click on that, it opens up. You can even say desktop, and we're moving this, let's see, folder A. Let's open that. So this is actually the nicest file manager that I've used on any system. Now, once you get used to it, there are so many ways to, just move around your system, just move files, copy files, make links to files. It really is a beautiful thing. It's how they got this so right so long ago. And you get bits and pieces of this in other file managers. Linux has so many file managers, but I haven't seen one that has it all. Okay, what else can we tell you about this? Okay, if you go to this window, right, you can have icon view, but not only that, you can have them in any of these sizes. So, well, that doesn't really work because I don't have any files in there, but okay, let's do it here. Right, now you can resize it here on this little grab handle, right? And that's normal because in Haiku, this is where you resize. There are a few applications that you can resize from the side, but or maybe this is a very thin line that you have to grab. That also happens. But normal windows have this little square, and that's where you resize it. I know some people aren't very happy with that, but that's the way. Let's make them a bit bigger. Right now, when you do that, of course, now you can't see them. Okay, so let's arrange them by name. Right, that's better. So you can arrange, which means sort your files. where are we? Here. My name, real name, size, modified, created, kind, location, permission, reverse the order, and then there's clean up. Well, this one doesn't need cleaning up, but let's move that thing there. Clean up, we'll just, there we are, there we go. So you see what that does. If things are out of order or they're sort of lying on top of each other, right, arrange by cleanup. You can also do that cleanup here on the desktop, right, and then it just sorts things into a grid pattern, and things can get a little unpredictable, especially if you've got a long file name there. But you got a very messy desktop with hundreds of files lying on top of each other. It can be very useful. Alright, so you got the usual sort of thing, select all. You can invert selection, right? Invert selection. So everything that was selected is now unselected, etc. There's another way to do that, by the way. Let me just, I'm going to select this. Now I'm going to right drag across here. And that should have worked. I think there's a key that you have to hold down to do that. Nah, I'll get back to you on that. Okay, but okay, there. Yeah, your Alt key, that's the one. Right, so that you hold down the Alt key or the Command key on this Mac, then you can invert the selection. Right, usual things, hold down Shift and select up to here. Hold down Command and unselect it. Yeah, there's another thing here, open parent, which means go up one level. All right, let's go back, and you see it remembers the last icon position that you used. You got the icon, mini icons, that's a fixed size. Let's just clean that up. There we go. And you got list view. List view is something that I am going to make a whole new video on, because that is quite interesting. Okay, I think that's it for today, and let's see you in the next one.